All right, guys, how you doing? Happy Friday, y'all. Um, so I hope everybody's week went well. Um, I'll wait for a second, see if anybody else gets on. But it's supposed to get really cold, y'all, tonight. So y'all know, it's supposed to get really cold tonight, like I think in the 20s, something like that. Thank God there's no snow or ice or anything like that. But all right, we'll get started here. Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, owner of Warpaw J Gaming, and what we do here is listen to you talk. I hope that everybody's week went well. Happy Friday to everyone that comes on here. I hope that you guys had a productive week. And if you had a bad week, that's kind of the point of these videos. Help you through it. Not everybody has a good week. Boy, Sophia had a week where she got the crap beat out of her all week. I had another solid week, second week in a row where I'm doing this new schedule, so that I can make my life a little bit easier, and it's working. And on Monday, I'll be releasing the venting video, which goes into the subject matter of today. We're going to be moving away from the motivation from the want to, and we're going to start discussing tonight the video coming up on Monday. But one thing, if you're not my Facebook friend, you're not going to know that this happened. I recorded a video yesterday, a live Facebook Live video, in which I vented, and I had to take care of some business. As you know, or if you don't know, you'll know now. I am very protective of my people. I'm very protective of Lori. I'm not going to have somebody talk about Lori. I'm not going to have somebody talk about Denise or Sophia or Sophia's daughter Amanda. I definitely didn't, and I still don't, about Dwan. Okay? Dwan's mother decided to contact me after having blocked me for 2 months. She never liked me. She's racist. She never liked her son being friends with me, and she let him know quite often. She outright called me racist. That's called projection. If you don't know what projection is, it's when someone is projecting something that they're doing onto you because it makes them feel better. Okay? But I guess she must have been feeling guilty or sad about Dwan and asked me for a favor. Why I very pointedly told her to go F herself. If you don't know anything about Dwan's past, Dwan's mother was never there for him. The reason why Dwan ended up being homeless, and the reason why he had no one, was because his mother kicked him on the streets. So she can live in that guilt. But it brings up a subject about how to deal with anger. What I did yesterday, since many of you probably had no idea of the tactic I was using, before I got on that Facebook Live, you want to see angry? Oh, I was angry. I was very angry. I took my phone. Okay, now I know my phone can't break because the case is pretty kick-ass. I threw it and I bounced it off the floor. I was angry. I was mad. But I got to thinking that it would be, because I wasn't going to get on live yesterday anyway. But then I thought, you know what? This is a great opportunity. The venting video is coming on Monday to show you guys how to do it. What actual venting looks like when it's a really negative thing. Okay, so I showed that on video yesterday. What got me to thinking today about that video all right, about the process. There's a specific process to dealing with some of the harsher emotions. But you have to deal with them. You can't keep them inside. Okay, so not dealing with them is not the solution. So how do you? Sometimes it hurts talking about depression. Sometimes it hurts talking about your problems. What do? You still got to talk about them. So what do you do? At first, to be honest with you, like I say in the Clean Your House video that you guys will see, there's going to be a lot of drinking. If you drink alcohol, when you're cleaning out, when you're cleaning your house, you're going to drink a lot. All right, you really are. If you have an alcohol problem, because it's hard, it hurts. Okay, right? And but that's not. You want to get away from that. The only way you're truly going to deal with your problems is by dealing with your problems, by being sober. I'm sorry to tell you that. I don't care what anybody tells you. Alcohol is bad for you. It's bad. I'm sorry to say that. If you choose to drink, fine. But I'm not going to sit there and tell you, I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, well, I understand. I do understand. I understand that you need to work towards having a life without it, because that ain't helping you. But at first, you will do that a lot. Okay? You're just going to want to escape into a world that is not real. Alcohol is a good way to do it. So that's, if you end up with that problem or having those problems. But once you practice and you get stuff out of your chest and you're finally learning how to do that, you're gonna eventually want to do this without liquor, or without drugs. So that's what I'm specifically talking about. So after you go through that, if you do go through that, what do you do? What do you do? Okay, what is it that you do? Well, what I did yesterday was this. There was some cursing. I definitely called her outside her name. But that wasn't the only thing that happened. If you listen to the video, I was given information. I was telling what the problem was. I was talking about the problem as I was venting. Okay, venting isn't just for you to scream and shout. It might make you feel better, but we can't glean information off of screaming and shouting. That's why at first, when you vent, it's going to be difficult. You're not going to do it right. Because it's not a simple matter of just about talking about your issues and getting those emotions out from that. Okay? And here's the thing. When I was going through my stuff, the stuff I had to talk about was so painful. It was so painful. Okay? To the point where I didn't know how I would bear it anymore. But I kept pushing on. And my venting sessions started to become they started to become more, instead of screaming and just randomly going off, they started to become more organized, more compartmentalized. So I would deal with this at one point, and then I would deal with something else at another point. You got it? Okay. So as you're building this house, you're locating the problem. You're locating a problem, one of many most likely, and then you're putting it in a room. Do not reject any information that you find out about your past. Anything that you remember that you maybe have forgotten, do not write it down if you need to, because that piece of information might be the vital sticking point to actually you understanding yourself. Trust me. I mean every little piece of information. Okay? Y'all, I'm feeling really dizzy. I'm gonna have to pause for a second. I need to get some air. I'm having vertigo right now. I gotta get some air. I'll be back, y'all. Just wait for a second, okay? Okay, I'm back. I apologize for that. I get these dizzy spells sometimes still, and it causes me to have some vertigo, and it just happens randomly, and all of a sudden, it's nothing to worry about. It's just I didn't mean for it to happen right there. So let's get back into the conversation. So okay, we were talking about the process of venting, what you're doing, what you want, what is the goal? Now, of course, the goal is to get out your emotions. However, there's a process behind it. Just throwing out a bunch of information out there, that's what you're going to do at first. But you need to compartmentalize. You really do. This is like building a house, okay? I've described this before, but it's worthy to describe it again like this. Each room has a purpose. And then the darkest stuff goes in the room, okay? And you have that key, all right? So when I was dealing with Sophia, when I was dealing with this stuff, when I was going through this, as my thought process became more organized and I was able to even understand what I was trying to get across, which is important. So in other words, it wasn't just pure raw emotion. I was actually trying to think at the same time as speak. So that was hard. I know that sounds silly maybe to some of you, but that was hard. So I would go outside and let's say I had a frustrating day, okay? And at the time I wasn't doing this stuff. I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, all right? But I still had frustrating days. I was very frustrated with myself and my life, and I was questioning what's the point. And I mean, just all the dumb stuff that was coming out of my mouth, and I would talk to Sophia about it. And sometimes it was so hard to see that I had changed anything about myself. And I would put my head down like this, and I would be like shaking my head and looking up to God and why, you know. You're going to go through those emotions, but you have to try to get to the point of organization. And what I really want to focus on right now is the thought process of anger. Anger is one of the most difficult ones to deal with. Yesterday, I told you I was angry. I threw my phone. I would not recommend you throwing a phone. Make sure you have a good case on it. You know what I'm saying? But I did. I threw my phone. I was so angry that she had the unmitigated gall to contact me after treating her son like that. A man whom I loved. I was mad. And I've been mad like that before when discussing the mother of my child, Desiree. Discussing my ex-wife, Jennifer. Discussing my uncle, Gerald. I've been angry like that, where I have to get it out now, which is understandable. But you still want to try to organize those thoughts. In anger, you just want to explode. Okay? Well, here's the problem. When you're just randomly going, you mother, blah, 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 or directing it towards yourself like I did a lot. God, I'm so stupid. I'm dumb. You dumbass. I used to call, man, I still do that. I'm very hard on myself. Too hard sometimes. That's great, and it makes you feel better. It makes it where you don't feel so tensed up. But that is not the goal of venting. The goal of venting is for you to, in an organized way, get out your emotions so that you're able to empty your head and take the advice. Because the person you're talking to most likely is going to be someone who's going to be able to give you advice to, most likely. If they're willing to listen to you, just rant and rave to them, you can ask them for advice for the most part. I mean, that's a good person. Because not everybody wants to hear ranting and raving. Okay? You got me? So what would end up happening is I would go outside and my thoughts became more and more and more organized. And I was able to literally talk to Sophia about what problems I was having that day. Okay? Sorry, I had to take a drink. Had to go see the doctor. Get it? Whatever. But do y'all follow me? So Now it's basically just it's second hand now. Now I just go to her and I will talk about something that's frustrating. That's how it works. As you enter this weekend, okay, someone may make you angry. They might make you really angry. Think about this. One, keeping it inside is bad for you, and in the end will be bad for everyone around you. So keeping it in is not an option. All right? But probably going to a bar and getting in a fight with somebody because you're mad is probably not it either. Punching your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend in the face because it makes you feel better, that's not it either. You have to logically talk about it. And what happened yesterday with me is something that happens a lot to people. When you know a person, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. When you know a person will not listen to you, is not going to listen to you, is not going to listen to your side or your anger, why you're upset with them. If that happens, you have to be able to get it off your chest. Well, to whom exactly? Because you can't talk to that person. You want to try to talk to the person that you're upset with or that you need to talk to. In other words, if you're happy with somebody and you're proud of somebody, tell them you're proud of them. If you're angry with somebody, tell them you're angry with them. But what if you come across somebody that is so arrogant that they cannot admit that they are wrong? Very frustrating, isn't it? That's my uncle. That's Juan's mother. I know that if I approach them with the problem that I have with them, they get so angry. And I've seen my uncle, for example, smash the table in front of me because he would get so angry. He thinks, and I know in his head he thinks he tried to help me, but he was a big problem back in the day. And Sean's, Duan's, I was thinking about my friend Sean. When we went to Colorado the first time before Duan, I was so happy to see him. I had to tell him everything. But Duan's mom treated him like that forever. It's a funny thing when you don't see someone for a long time and you want to say all of these different things, but it sounds like blah, 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 blah. People change over time, some for the good, some for the bad, and it's very frustrating when you find out they do, and you're expecting a certain thing and they don't give it to you. It's very disappointing. And so all of these different sorts of emotions, all of these different sorts of things must get out of, must be smashed, must be out of your system. Because if it's not, it will eat you up inside. Remember, I say, don't let the sun go down upon your anger. That's a Bible verse. Cannot go to sleep on it. You never know when you're gonna see that person next time. We don't get to talk to Duan anymore unless you have some very serious smelling salts and a lot of cocaine. Then you can talk to the dead then. I don't know about the cocaine part. I just thought it was funny. I've never done cocaine. I have no idea. But do y'all follow me? Duan's dead. My mom is dead. My sister is dead. These are realities for me. case of my mom and my sister, I didn't get to say goodbye. In the case of Dwan, I did. Thank God I did. Thank God I got to say I love you, my brother. It's quite... It warms my heart, really. That's one thing I was trying to get Dwan to do, that I taught him, is how to get his anger off of his chest. Because it's a strange thing, right? Dwan is one of the most peaceful guys you ever meet in your life, okay? But because of his past, he was very angry inside. But he never let it show. Guess what? That calm that you feel, that if you think that you don't have to deal with your past, that calm that you feel isn't calm, it's numbness. Right? That's the deal. That's why you don't want to do that. So, I hope that you guys have a great weekend. Really. Don't do anything stupid. Please don't drink and drive for the love of Jesus Christ. Be safe when you travel. Be safe when you get there. Be understanding of one another, not just from your perspective, but from theirs. Be understanding of yourself. You're not God, and you cannot be there for everyone all the time. Remember, life is fleeting. You're not promised your next breath. So take now and go outside your box and learn something new about yourself. You never know what you might find. You never know what you might find. And until tomorrow, may the Lord light guide you in all things. Goodbye.